Getting into Harvard Business School is certainly not formulaic, but there are nonetheless well-known attributes of a successful candidate. 4 to 5 years of work experience with consistent progression, high GPA and test scores, demonstrated leadership in and outside of work. That said, HBS is not in the business of building a homogeneous class, and each year, candidates who defy conventional profiles are admitted. Today, I want to spotlight several of these non-traditional candidate stories from our own client pool at mbaMission. We're often asked, am I too old to get in? If the average HBS admit has 4 to 5 years of work experience, do you stand a chance with double the length of professional experience? Well, this client did. He had 10 years of professional experience in tech and a master's in the field. HBS might have wondered whether he needed an MBA at this point in his career, but his work in a cutting-edge field and excellent personal leadership in an industry unrelated to his job stood out. In mock interviews, he was so effective at breaking down complex concepts into simple language, which is a critical skill in the case method. It just goes to show you the power of a standout interview and the depth of prep required for HBS. On the flip side, it is notoriously difficult to gain admission to HBS with less than 4 years of work experience. The HBS Admissions Committee wants to ensure every student has enough experience to contribute in class and enough experience to contextualize case studies. But every so often, there are exceptions. This year, one of my clients was admitted with 3 years of work experience, 2 at a top-tier investment bank and 1 at a middle-market PE firm. So what made the difference? The client was strong across the board, but if I had to distill what made HBS decide his work experience was sufficient, it was the depth of his experience and exceptional leadership. This client earned unusual access to firm leadership and drove a level of impact far beyond most first-year PE associates. He also had recommendation letters that corroborated how rare his contributions have been. Finally, he had crystal clear goals that reflected profound self-awareness and communicated with the maturity and insight of someone much farther along in their career. He had that executive presence you hear about so often, which, by the way, is coachable. So if you are earlier on in your career and considering applying to HBS, consider whether your experience truly stands out, because HBS is weighing your ability to hold your own next to more experienced classmates. If you've truly moved the needle in your career, don't rule out applying after 3 years of work. But what if your work experience is spotty? We had a client admitted to HBS who had unusually unsteady work experience. She had typical banking and PE internships in college, but none led to return offers. Her first employment gap occurred after college, when she took time off to recover from a knee injury. She then joined a small consulting firm focused on PE clients, but it wasn't the right fit, so she left after 1 year and took another 6 months off until she landed at a well-known, fast-growing fintech company. She started in marketing, moved into a strategy role, and then right as she was applying to HBS, secured a move to the finance team. She wanted to pursue tech investment banking post-MBA, so it was a step in the right direction, but she had lots of twists and turns and fits and starts along the way. Her mbaMission consultant, Rachel Beck, built her business-minded essay on the growth that came from each step, and when Gavriella Banani, our HBS interviewer in residence, prepped her for the HBS interview, she focused on targeted questions about her decisions at each step of her winding career path. These anecdotes show that you don't have to fit the mold to gain admission to HBS, especially when it comes to work experience. But you do have to be intentional in how you explain your path and demonstrate exceptional impact no matter where you are in your career. To better understand where you stand and how you might convey your story to overcome supposed roadblocks in your profile, schedule a free consultation with mbaMission. And don't miss the next video on how to get into HBS.